All right. We are live. Hopefully, everything is working with sound. I think I'm going to try to make this as short as possible. Just wanted to make a couple of, make a video to comment a bit on PubMed AI. And the big reason why is because I'm sure some people are using it because I see my API usage increasing by the minute. So just wanted to share a couple of comments on it. So when folks are using it, you can use it in a way that is meant to be used. A couple of comments before I jump into it, though. The first thing is that I created this because I wanted to highlight um, different use cases of how you can use ChatGPT and really think outside of the box versus just using ChatGPT directly for healthcare uses, which is what I saw a lot of at the ASHP mid-year. I think it's very limited if you try to do it that way. I think it broadens your horizon much more, and the opportunities are much more when you think about other ways of using ChatGPT. The other thing is I also really want to emphasize prompt engineering. If you're not familiar with prompt engineering, I think if you're interested in ChatGPT, it's something you should definitely look into. How you ask questions will impact the output from ChatGPT immensely. And then the other main thing, I think maybe the main reason of creating this, which is not the best product necessarily, which I'll talk about in just a bit, but to highlight how you can mitigate some of the hallucinations that come with ChatGPT. It probably will still exist anyways, but how you can really use it in a way, how do you say it? Make use of ChatGPT in a way where it starts from a place of truth. Anyways, I'm gonna share my screen and I'll start talking about a couple of things. I just built this, and I might misspeak on some things, but we'll see how it goes. So this is PubMed AI. I think again the original impetus was because there's a lot of issues with citations and references because it hallucinated it. When I used it, it did the same thing before. So one way you can bridge some of those gaps is by starting from a place of truth, and I think that's how I started developing this, which I just did yesterday and today. Is if references are what we want, and we obviously go to PubMed as the source of truth, it makes sense to get information from PubMed as a starting point. And so whenever I think about these kind of problems, I usually think about, well, is there an API? And yes, of course, there's an API. I'm not going to go into the API that's beyond this demo. Basically, an API allows us to connect to PubMed programmatically, which is basically saying you can use a program to connect to it. So I use an API to get data from PubMed. And that's how this actually starts. So this right here, you see in the very first part is enter a question. Actually, no, I take that back. This is not related. It's this piece. This piece right here is actually a query that goes to PubMed to retrieve articles that match that query. So just think about you're using PubMed and you're going to search for whatever you're searching for. This is where you would do it. It's just different keywords. There's a big limitation with this, which I'll talk about in just a bit. But this is basically whatever you type in, it will go to PubMed, find the articles, retrieve the articles, grab the abstracts from every single article. My program actually will filter out any articles that don't have abstracts. So those are cut off from it. But it'll grab all the abstracts and then it'll dump it into like one giant file with all the abstracts in it. Like I mentioned, I'm capping many things in this program because it's going to cost an arm and a leg for me to pay for all these API calls. So I'm capping it right now at only 25 articles. So it doesn't search more than 25 articles. Don't expect like a large literature search when you're using this. That's one. But this right here is a PubMed search. So we grab that, grabs this all the abstracts and it puts it in one file. And then what we do is we take that one file and the research question that you have up here, and it will pass both of those to ChatGPT at that place. In this case, we're starting from a place of truth because we have, one file of all the articles. And then I basically asked ChatGPT at that point, asked ChatGPT, hey, I have a research question, which is this one I type in here. I want you to answer it using only this file. And that file is all of the abstracts that we retrieved. And then provide an answer. And I wanted to, when I was thinking about this, I was thinking about really trying to limit it as much as I can. I didn't want it to veer to different directions. So I really tried to prompt it to answer with a yes or no. So most of the time, it's going to try to answer these questions with a yes or no, and then provide some reasons why based on the abstracts. So that's more or less how it works. If you get an answer where it returns none, is because if PubMed found too many articles, and then I capped it so it doesn't process all that data because it will charge me too much on the API. So if you see an answer of none, it's not that it failed. It's just that I capped it, and you have to make your keyword search down here a bit more strict. So let's try a couple ones. There's a couple ones that I thought was pretty interesting. Again, yes, no questions is what I optimize this for. So for example, will AI, actually let me zoom in here. Will AI replace radiologists? I thought this was a fun question. And then the keyword should be pretty easy here. I probably want to search, again, the second part here is searching PubMed. I want to probably search AI. Probably want to search radiologists or radiology, whatever, it doesn't matter. And maybe something like automation, right? And after you do this, you can press enter and it'll go through. So again, it's going to PubMed, it's retrieving the list of articles, it's grabbing all the abstracts. And then after it grabs the abstracts, it dumps it into a file. And then I send the question and the file to ChatGPT, and ChatGPT will give me an answer. So I have prompted it to always start with this based on the retrieved abstracts and try to answer the question as a yes or no. And so in this case, it says no. And then I ask it to give it a reason. And this reason right here is based only on the abstracts that it retrieves. So what does it say? Because studies using AI models focused on assisting radiologists in their diagnostic tasks, reducing workload rather than replacing them completely, yada, yada, yada. Most of this text probably came from the abstract, and that's where I got it from. And so one of the other things down here that I added because it was so emphasized in the different sessions is that there's no good citations and they hallucinated it. Well, I added at the very end of the program to find me all the PubMed IDs that was retrieved in the initial query from the API from PubMed, and then go and give me the titles of those articles. So as you can see here, found 6 articles. Here's the titles, but then embed the URL for every one of these. So these are not hallucinations. This first one's called deep learning. Hopefully it's not hallucination. We'll find out. Let me click on it. And it takes me to PubMed, deep learning based automated rotator cuff tear. So go back here. This looks correct. If I do another one, number 2, challenges. So as you can see, you can go try it out yourself. These are real because it basically queried PubMed. There's no AI use there. It's just an API. And that's a very easy way to start from a place of truth and then also embed references into your application. So again, thinking a little bit outside of the box, you shouldn't really be using ChatGPT directly when it comes to certain things like this because of the risk of hallucination. Can actually show you too. Let me see. Currently, it's not too bad. The price of tokens aren't too bad. This is what it's looking like right now. So I have a pharmacogenomics app that's using an OpenAI API as well, but this is also using it. So don't go too crazy. If you use it, it will charge me. I think it's going up slowly by slowly, so I can see some of the uses over here. Pretty interesting, though. I think it's worthwhile to give this a try. And I think that actually, let's try another couple questions. How about will AI replace pharmacists? That should be an interesting one. No, so no articles found. In this case, it's probably more so to do with the API because I capped it a bit. Let's try AI pharmacist to see if it finds any articles. Yeah, but when you're using it or you plan to use it, the main thing to think about is the keywords. That's probably what's going to limit the search. I did have another version of this where I was sending the question to ChatGPT to suggest keywords, and then the keywords would then automatically be used to answer the question. It wasn't that great, so I just removed it, and I figured this would probably provide more control to the people who are searching and accustomed to searching PubMed. So in this case, it says, good news, AI will not replace pharmacists. And I guess I just searched different articles. Anyways, that's pretty much it. You can give it a try. I will post the link to this in the chat. Let me see. Where's the chat? Chat. Here's the chat. So you can check it out. It's if you can't see it, it's PubMed AI.streamlit.app app. Give it a try. Let me know what you think. It's not meant to be fully functional. Just a proof of concept of how other people can build on top of ChatGPT and how you could think a little bit outside of the box when it comes to AI. And that's it. Let me know if you have any questions and feel free to reach out. See you. Bye.